Hey everybody, I am Sporticus, and today we are looking at this new fictional league put together for Stone Cold Hockey. And yes, I'm still playing Stone Cold Hockey. I can't seem to get away from it right now. Um, but I've created the 2022-2023 Upper Peninsula Hockey League, the UPHL, and here's the teams that are in it. We're going to go over them one by one, and we actually had our first uh, day of games, um, and we'll go over those real quick. And then we'll take a little more in-depth look at all the teams. Let's head to the rink. All right, first off, our first set of games had some good ones. St. Ignace wins in overtime over Escanaba. And like I said, I'll go over these a little more um, deeply. Uh, St. Ignace got a goal and an assist from Franz Osplund. In overtime, Keith LaRoche gets the game winner. Stephen Butt actually scored at the 17:08 mark of the third period. That tied the game at 3. But in the OT, LaRoche nets the game winner over Vasiliev. Vasiliev is actually one of the better goalies in the league, and St. Ignace scored 4 times on him. And I am playing more modern overtime rules. So 4-on-4 for 5 minutes and then a shootout. So there you go. St. Ignace wins their first game. Game 2. This actually probably two of the better teams in the leagues matching up. Probably the game of the week that would be considered. And Menominee wins it on their home ice 3-0. Pete Picard gets the win, a shutout, the first shutout of the season. Scored all their goals in the second period. Gregory, Cormier, and Gerard with the goals. Gerard also had an assist on the day. Picard, and I know Brian Martin over on the Delphi boards, and it's actually on. I'll post the links for the creation process for the fictional teams, fictional leagues. But Brian has also got a sheet that he devised for shots on goal. It's just kind of a basic, but it kind of like I would love to be able to know how many shots Picard got faced to get the shutout. I understand this is a quick play game, but it's still nice to have a number, and it's too bad they couldn't incorporate that into the game, as well as a text. It just has the print button. I really would like to, and I can save it as a PDF, but to post the box scores, I would love to have a text version. But anyways, Picard with the shutout. Crystal Falls against Bessemer, and Crystal Falls wins this one in overtime. In the overtime, it's Merle Fisher in front of the net, and there was a scrum in front, and Fisher poked it past Gerard for the win. Billy Michaud gets the win for Crystal Falls. Jean-Claude Levois scored a couple goals and staked Crystal Falls, Bessemer to a 3-2 lead. But Wintersgill scored early in the third to tie the game, and then Merle Fisher with the overtime winner. And in our final game, Gladstone took on Copper Harbor, And it was a wild third period. Saw 6 goals scored, 4 by Copper Harbor. Hedges was brilliant in the net for the first 2 periods, but the third period, 4 times Copper Harbor got one by him. But luckily for the offensive of Gladstone, they were able to match. The closest they got was 2 goals, and they win it 6-4. Yuri Popov had 2 goals for the Copper Harbor Prospectors. And nobody really had more than one goal here. Gladstone. Roy had a pair of assists for Gladstone, as did Halsey Dell for the Braves. So the standings as of now: Menominee, that's going to be a tough division. We got the Copper division, which is Menominee, St. Ignace, Escanaba, and Iron Mountain. And then the Iron division is Gladstone, Crystal Falls, Bessemer, and Copper Harbor. I did not really... Well, I did study a lot of the history of these cities and to come with their nicknames and all that. I did not really look at a map to see who's on the east side and who's on the west side. I just placed them in the divisions. Think of it as when Detroit was in the west at one point before they moved over back to the east, or to the east. So let's take a look at the teams. And first up, the Escanaba Lumberjacks. The Lumberjacks look to be not a good team on the road. They were on the road and they played St. Ignace tough. But they only have a 3-con against on the road. And a 6 at home. Their attack is a 7, so they have a decent offensive team, but defense 4, average, if not less than average. Power play, decent power play, not great penalty killer. Aggression is a 9. They do have an agitator in Lanny Dubois. I'll go Dubois. And Richard Barr is their enforcer. This team... I'm not sure how they're going to fare in the league, but they definitely have the stats to be middle of the pack, I think. Their offense is fairly decent. Let's go Bessemer. The Bessemer Brakemen. Brakemen, great, pretty darn good at home on their home ice. On the road, they're still pretty decent. Defense, they are tough defensive team. Attack, average offense, power play, and penalty killing plays out just like their attack and defense. Power play is the same as their offensive attack, and penalty kill is a 9 compared to their 10 defense. Their aggression is an 8. They have one enforcer, and that's Rod Weeb. And let's see, what did they do? The Brakemen, they lost in overtime as well on their home ice, so not a good start for them. In net, they have Larry Gerard, who's an 8. Top scorers, Tony Dupuis and Jean-Claude Lavoie, who scored a couple goals in the first game. I think they'll be a little more of a upper echelon of teams with that defense, and they got a good home con. Copper Harbor, the Prospectors, not very good at home or on the road. Attack is weak. Defense is average. Power play is really bad. Penalty kill, they're a good penalty kill team. Aggression 7. They're going to have one agitator, Alan Richardson. Their top offensive players, Dylan Windebank and Patrick Lavoie. No relation to Jean-Claude Lavoie. But again, they lost 6-4. This is a team that got pretty lit up by Gladstone. In net, they have Ellen Martell and Daniel Bird, both 6s. Right now, Ryan Rivest and Yuri Popov are the point leaders. Yuri Popov has got a pair of goals. And Crystal Falls, the Rapids. Now, when you use the export Excel page, you have to use a I think it's called RGB or RBJ or RBG or RGB. RBG, I can't remember. But anyways, there's for the colors, and some of the colors did not come out the way I had them seen in the when I exported it. But I'm just going to leave it like that. I think I had them more of a kind of a blue and white, but no big deal. Crystal Falls, home and on the road, they're not good. 5 attack, 6 defense, 4 power play, 6 penalty kill, and a 7 aggression. They have no enforcers or agitators. They do have Billy Michaud in net. He's their main goaltender. Dale Desroger is the backup, not good. Main offensive players here are Haskell Wintersgill, Lee Renaud, Burke Noland, and Wintersgill has got a goal, as well as Merle Fisher, game-winning goal. But I don't expect them to contend at all. Escanaba, the Lumberjacks, did we already go over them? I don't think we did. They're decent at home, average at best. Road, they're not good at all. Attack 7, though, offensively. Fairly decent offense. Defense 4, average. Aggression 9. And the power play is a 7, and the penalty kill is a 4. Pretty much matches their attack and defense. Aggression, they are a 9, which they have a agitator in Lanny Dubois and Richard Barr. I think I did go over these guys. But they lost Vasil Vasilyev. It's probably the best goalie in the league, and he gave up 4 goals in his first game. So hopefully he gets better there, but with that road and defense, they're going to get goals scored against them. And So I'll be curious to see how Vasilyev does with that 10 rating and the bad defense. He's going to face a lot of shots. Gladstone, the Braves, they win. Score 6 goals in their first game. Home 7 on the road. They are a road team, and that's what they did against Copper Harbor. Scored 6 times on the road. A 10 road team. That's crazy. Attack, they're a 5, so not a lot of offensive firepower, but the defense is pretty strong. Power plays average. Penalty kills a little better than average. Aggression 6, no agitators or enforcers. Bert Braun, John Preston, Kevin Lamoth, Lamathe, would that be Lamathe maybe? We're going to say Lamathe. Kevin Lamathe, Halsey Dell. It's probably the closest thing they have to an agitator. I'm going to have to practice these names. In net, they have a couple of average goalies, Morgan Hedges and Hugh Gerard. Iron Mountain. The Iron Mountain Miners are going to be a tough team to, even though they got shut out against Menominee, they have a good attack. Their defense is average, but they have a great power play and a good penalty kill. They're good on the road. Dennis Jones, John LaFleur, Andre Poulin, Barry Gendron, Serhii Kozak. And they have 3 enforcers and 1 agitator. Stephen Campbell, Eric Roberge, and Fisk Odin are the enforcers, and Lamar Goudry is the agitator. And in that, they got Paul Belanger, 7, and Claude Gagnon, 4. Gagnon got the start in the first game, and he allowed 3 goals to Menominee. And finally, oh no, we got 2 more. Menominee, the Paddies. These are the class of the league. A lot of people predicted to win it all. 10 home, 10 road, 11 attack, 8 defense. They are loaded for bear. Aggression 10. They don't have any enforcers, but they have 2 agitators. Jean Grigor and Julian Defour. John Griffin, Tony Mitchell, Jason Gerard. They have some good players. And in net, Pat Picard, an 8. Jean Saint-Onge, I don't know how to pronounce this one. Saint-Onge? Ange? He is a 5. So, Menominee, definitely a front runner, and they won 3-0 in their first game against the other team that was picked to win it. And finally, the St. Ignace Voyagers. The Voyagers, middle of the pack team, 6 on the road, 6 at home. Attack is a 7, defense is 6, power play is a 7, and penalty kills a 6. And their aggression's only a 5. Not a physical team, more of a finesse team. Mickey Wilson, Franz Osplund, look out for him. Luke Morrow, Alex McKenzie, Valaja Boyko. They got some good offensive talent. And in goal, Chris Samard, a 7. David Menard, a 6. So that's the teams that are a part of the UPHL. Week 1 or day 1 is in the books. We go to day 2 and we got the 1-0 Menominee Paddies taking on the Escanaba Lumberjacks 0-1. St. Ignace will take on Iron Mountain. St. Ignace 1-0. And the Miners are 0-1-0. Copper Harbor 0-1 taking on Crystal Falls 1-0. And Bessemer, the Brakemen 0-1 take on Gladstone. So let's go ahead and play a game here. Menominee, Pat Picard shut out. Let's see if he's going to be back in net. I do not have any backgrounds for these teams right now. I'm just going with the generic rink. But let's head to the ice. Pat Picard back in net, going against Vasil Vasiliev, and he tries a rebound from his 4-goal game last game. Here we go. It's going to be 1-11 for Menominee, 12-20 for Escanaba. 4 off the clock. And a 14. It's going to be a puck battle. The puck battle is 11. 75. That's going to check for agitator. 6. And what do we got? Menominee delivers 2 hits. And Escanaba responds, and they're going to get a 2-minute minor. As they're already... it's going to be Dubois. Or Dubose. I'm sorry. Lanny Dubose takes a minor for hooking. And right out of the gate, Menominee is going to go on the power play. Here's Tony Mitchell, 66. Pass is deflected, and they try to free the puck up along the boards. Here's Caspian Martillo. Martillo, 82. But a big hit by Escanaba, and they clear it. Penalties over. Both teams at even strength. 5 minutes off the clock. 12. It's going to be another puck battle. 97. We're going to the enforcer table this time. 1. And a big hit. As Escanaba has one enforcer, I believe. Yep, Richard Barr. So a big hit. That's going to lower Menominee already down to a 6. 3. 15. Another puck battle. 62. And it's tied, so the higher aggression team deals 1 hit. So Menominee deals the hit because they have the higher aggression. A lot of big hitting going on here early in this game. 4 and an 8. We got ourselves our first action. 18 and a 20. Here's Escanaba skating in. Lauren Rashawn. Rashawn scores! Lauren Rashawn with a wrister past Pat Picard. That's the first goal of the season allowed by Pat Picard Bill DeBry and Stephen Butt with the assist. And it's 1-0 Escanaba. Six. And that's the end of the period. So after the end of the first period, it's 1-0 Escanaba on the score goal from Rashawn. And we head to the second period. 3, 5. It's going to be an action. 8 and a 5. Here comes Menominee. Tony Mitchell. 98. Back-to-back saves made. Uh-oh. Goalie is in the zone. Increased goalie by 1. Vasilyev increases to an 11. Four, 2. Another action. 6 and a 12. It's Menominee. Martin Renaud. In on Vasilyev. 44. Oh, he scored! Redirection in the crease, and Renaud deflects it into the back of the net. Vasilyev did not even see it. And it's tied at 1 on the goal from Martin Renaud. Two and a 2. Other action. 5 and a 14. Here comes Menominee again. Into the Escanaba zone. Here's Robert Leclerc. 97. Offense shells goalie from several angles. He's rattled, decreasing by 1. He's back down to a 10. First he was in a zone. Now he's been rattled. That goal he let in off the deflection has got him a little worried here after allowing 4 goals in the first game. Six and a 17. It's going to be a puck battle. 57. Will to win. Both teams deal 1 hit. In a battle for possession, the team with the higher stamina creates a crease chance. It's going to be Escanaba, and Graham Hill pokes away at it. 33. Scores! Graham Hill with the goal, and it's 2-1 Escanaba. Assist from Stephen Budd. That's his second of the game. And Doug Tucker. Two 2-1 lead for the Escanaba Lumberjacks. Here's a 5 and a 1. 7 and a 20. Here's Gordon Cormier. Cormier. 32. Scores. Cormier. Vasilyev is disgusted with himself. He lets in the goal from Cormier. It's another scrum in front of the net. Gets by. And assist from Leclerc and Martillo. It's Cormier's second of the year. And ties it at 2. We head to the third period. One minute off the clock. 4. Action. 4 and a 13. It's Menominee. Doug LaChapelle. LaChapelle, 61. It's a crease chance. 70. Save made by Vasilyev. Another 1. 15. It's a puck battle. 14. We're going to go an aggression check here. It's going to be a 17 and a 7. And a 2-minute minor is called. The hand goes up. And it's on Menominee. Both teams now to a 5 stamina. A hooking call on Boucher. And it's going to be a Escanaba power play. .35. Slot chance. Bodan Lebedev, I should say. 54. Save made by Picard. He kicks it out. Back into the zone. It's David Myers. 39. Crease chance. Or no, it's a point chance. I'm sorry. His attacking stamina is not greater than Menominee's. So it's David Myers from the point. The slapper shot. 95. Not even easy. Vasilyev. Or Picard saw it all the way and leaves it for his defenseman. Here comes Menominee, 2 and a 1. It's going to be an action. 13 and a 14. It's Escanaba, Stephen Butt. Stephen Butt, 88. Attacking stamina 5 or 6. Slot chance. It's going to be a slot chance. From the slot, but scores! Stephen Butt gives Escanaba the 3-2 lead here in the third period. Assist from Lauren Rashawn, his third of the year, Butt's second goal of the year. Four minutes off the clock. 1. Another action. $14 and a 6. Brian Irvine on the defense. Column D, 20. Tough defending in tight quarters. Way to stand him up at the blue line. As we move on. Halfway through the third period, it's a 1 and an 18. Another puck battle. $77. A war of attrition. Both teams deal 1 hit. Stamina of either team is 4 or less. A fight occurs. They're at 5. How is that? Oh, that might be a... That might be a... if I'm reading it right. Both teams deal 1 hit, which they did. If stamina of either team is 4 or less, they're both at 5. Hey, either way, we'll have a fight. It's John Griffin against Lanny DeBose. Oh, and pairs circle, hesitant to engage, and grapple and fall to the ice. Not much of a fight. but it does get the crowd on their feet, increase the stamina of both by 1. So it did go up to 5. Okay, maybe they did go down to 4. Griffin and DeBose go off for fighting, and we have the face-off at center ice. 2 minutes off the clock. 10. It's going to be an action. Uh-oh. And that's going to be a 9 and a 6. Here comes Menominee. Down 3-2. Tony Mitchell scores! We're tied. A low hard shot deflects off a skate in the crease and in the net. Vasilyev, the goals scored against him today have been ones that he really doesn't see coming. Deflections and redirections. Tony Mitchell gets the goal, his first of the year. Guy Ferguson and Michael Smith with the assist. It's 3-3 here in the third period. Three minutes off the clock. 2. Action. Eight and a 17. Here comes Robert Leclerc. He skates into the Escanaba zone. Leclerc, 74. It's a slot chance. Leclerc. Rister scores. Vasilyev. His confidence has been shaken here, as this one was one he should have stopped, and Leclerc gets it by him for the 4-3 lead. Julien Dufour and Jean Gregor with the assist. Three minutes off the clock. 1. Oh, we're going into empty net. As they pull the goalie, Vasilyev to the bench. Lebray, 66. No chance. And Menominee clears. 2. Another empty net try here. Lebray again. Over the blue line. 50. Again, they clog up the lanes and clear the puck. 6. It's going to be a 3. This is it. John Bennett scores! John Bennett scores! As the horn sounds, David Myers with the assist, and that's the end of regulation. Escanaba has tied it on the empty net, or on the extra skater, and now we head to overtime. 5 minutes of overtime and open ice. Four is going to be a column A attack for Menominee. John Griffin, 34. And that's it! John Griffin. An overtime winner. Jason Girard and Tony Mitchell with the assist, and a tough loss for Escanaba. Vasilyev has now put together 2 tough losses here. In the first minute of play in the overtime, John Griffin rips it past Vasilyev for the winner. And Menominee goes to 2-0 on the season. So there you have it. 5-4 overtime win for Menominee. Did they win? No, they shut out Iron Mountain last time. So there you have it. A big win, comeback win for Menominee. It was, I guess it wasn't a comeback. Escanabo led 3-2. So I'm curious to see what Vasilyev, 2 games now, 4.41 game goals against. He is struggling. I guess that's the test when you have a team that's not very good defensively. So up next will be St. Ignace taking on Iron Mountain. That's it from here. Thanks for watching. We will see you later.